Okay guys, hello and welcome back to the channel. We are going to look at Kaspa short term and we are going to have a look at Kaspa long term, and of course we are going to see why Kaspa isn't pumping yet. So guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer, this video is not financial advice. And now let's hop into Kaspa's technicals. This is a very short time frame. This is 4 hourly basically, and the first thing that we can see is that stochastic RSI is basically at the mid-range in terms of oversold area. So we got two scenarios, right? Scenario number one or scenario number two, we can go down. So that's that. However, MACD is showing the bullish move on a daily. Also guys, one thing that I was talking about in a previous update, it was that most likely this is going to be that deviation towards the downside moment of shakiness where people are basically capitulating and they are selling Kaspa, and then bigger players are basically accumulating because they might have an idea of what's going to happen with this project in foreseeable future. So let's have a look at the daily. So if we are going to zoom this out, things are looking, well, normal, I guess. Of course, we've got these moments of shakiness. Let me actually put it on the chart. As you guys can clearly see, and every single time there's the end, and well, after that it wasn't the end, right? As you can clearly see. So most likely Kaspa can potentially bounce to probably a huge level of resistance that's going to be 17 cents, and then probably conquer the top level of this ascending channel. Now guys, let's have a look at Nacho, because Nacho is actually making some gains. As you remember, probably I have purchased Nacho a while ago, and now I'm currently 65% up. My Nacho is actually, I have put $200 and now it's at 297, basically 300. So by the way guys, if you are interested into trading on Pionex, buying Nacho, Kaspa, whatever it is that you like, not necessarily these two, make sure that you check out Pionex. They've got two versions. The first one is United States and for global customers, and they are also the first regulated exchange that listed Kaspa in America. So I believe that's a big deal, and they are also available in 47 states, and US residents can buy Kaspa with fiat directly. And they also have 10 times lower trading fees than other exchanges such as Coinbase, for example. So guys, they also have this promotion that I have managed to get for you, and that is basically depositing 100 USDT and getting 10 USDT back for free within 7 working days. And that promotion is for new users only and is valid until 29th of October. And also we've got this. So basically, if you are going to trade Kaspa, you can potentially win 10,000 Kaspa. So guys, no pressure, of course, right? If you are interested, check out the links that are in the link section or in the pinned comments. Now guys, going back to my portfolio overall, obviously the public portfolio is still down a little bit. I have put 800 into it. We've got Nacho at 300 and Cetus. Anyways guys, let's have a look at more technicals basically to try to determine of why Kaspa actually is at these levels and what can potentially happen soon. So let's first of all have a look at short time frame picture for BTC. That is a daily time frame, and let's zoom it in a little bit. Okay, so what we can clearly see is that BTC's price action basically smashed through this whole level of boredom and BS. Okay, that is obviously a great thing. Let me actually put it on a 4 hourly time frame, and we can clearly see that this is an uptrend, ladies and gentlemen, right? So that looks very real. We've got higher highs, right, and we've got higher lows in here. So things are looking good, right? And that is a bullish momentum. Obviously leverage is happening in between. So let's actually have a look at the perspective of leverage. And by the way, we are sitting at 73 grid, so we could potentially dip towards the downside. Heck, let's see. This is a daily for Binance, and this is a daily for all of the exchanges for BTC. However, if we are, let's say, going to put 7 daily, we can clearly see that more people are actually longing the market at the moment, and they potentially might gonna get liquidated. We are going to get into that very, very soon. I mean, in the heat map itself, and also on all of the exchanges for BTC, we can clearly see that there is almost $9 billion worth of liquidity, well, pretty much ready to be flashed. So let's put let's say a weekly time frame. We've got Binance, BTC, right? And yes, there is liquidity above the current trading price, which obviously might spike the price going towards the upside. However, we still have a lot of liquidity on that area. Now with Kaspa, guys, the situation is that if BTC is going to retest lower levels, which obviously is just temporary anyways, Kaspa potentially might gonna dip. But you can clearly see that on a weekly perspective for Kaspa, liquidity is in this area. So now I would expect Kaspa to actually go in towards the upside. Of course, we could see another deviation towards the downside to form double bottom and then potentially go towards the upside like crazy. Let's see, guys. There is also another chart that of course we have to pay attention to, and that is BTC's dominance. We can clearly see that dominance is going towards the upside like crazy, and obviously in this condition Kaspa or any other altcoins in fact aren't going to be pumping, as you can clearly see, guys. And from the perspective of daily, at the time of recording this video, this is how things are looking like. Not every single coin is pumping, and that is normal. So now, guys, another thing to check out is probably USDT dominance, because that is something very important to monitor as well. For hourly time frame is showing us such momentum for USDT dominance, which obviously is great because that's something that I've been talking about on the channel for a while now, and we can clearly see that this dominance is doing the bearish retest, right? So we had the total exit of this ascending channel, which is, well, actually a bear flag when I'm going to zoom it out very soon, and then we are creating a bearish retest in here and potentially hopefully dump sooner or later. So let me actually zoom it out a little bit for you. Let me switch it to, let's say, weekly, and you can, guys, clearly see that this is a bear flag for USDT dominance. So of course, if that thing is going to flush towards the downside, we could see pump for altcoins and just in general for crypto. Also, the XY is the chart that we should monitor. So there is going to be moment of decision, I believe, based on the technicals in here with DXY, and hopefully that thing is going to find resistance at level of 104 and then potentially go towards the downside. And that condition, of course, altcoins and overall crypto is going to pump towards the upside like crazy. And of course, we have to also remember about these charts, which are very, very important. So this is top crypto market cap, that is excluding top 10, and since Kaspa obviously is at what number, 20 something, right? In this condition, Kaspa falls into that category. So we could clearly see that upside is potential for all of the altcoins, in which Kaspa is in as well. And there is not a time, I would say, to determine whether Kaspa is a dead coin or not, because many of them are dead at the moment. Many of them, of course, are pumping. However, I believe that Kaspa is going to have its run again. So from the standpoint of weekly technicals, we could see that this is what's going on in here with stochastic RSI. We could see potentially another flash for altcoins. This is definitely not out of the question because we still have a lot of time, well, around 3 weeks for US elections to actually determine of which directions we are going to go. Obviously, market is anticipating and waiting for that hopefully bullish catalyst, and MACD is also showing us this actually bullish momentum in here, right? So we have to remember that stochastic RSI can be in this level for a while and creating a couple of waves in that oversold area. MACD is showing us bullish momentum, which is obviously good. And now, guys, coming back to dominance, this is altcoins that are excluding top 10 dominance on a weekly. So of course, in these conditions where altcoins dominance is at such poor levels, looking at that ascending channel, obviously Kaspa is not going to be pumping like crazy because obviously that dominance belongs to a Bitcoin at the moment. So every single time altcoins are dipping aggressively towards the downside and they are basically finding support in here in these areas, they are basically shooting like crazy, as you guys can clearly see. So that previous run started running in June, July, let's say 2023. There was that first leg outside of accumulation for altcoins, and then we had a proper dump, and perhaps we could see another retest if it comes to dominance, which is all right. I believe that these current prices are still probably the best time to accumulate, because I wouldn't say that, although it's not a financial advice, I wouldn't say that this is the good time to buy in here. Of course, if we are going to look at another macro chart, we could clearly see that, for example, when we are going to be in here, that's going to be definitely too late to accumulate. Guys, I hope that this update is very straightforward forward. However, one thing that I would like to point out is also that on the 18th of October we had positive inflows of quite a bit, so things are going good with BTC. Obviously ETFs are contributing to the price of BTC currently. However, we have to remember about short-term shakiness, right? So also another fact is that Bitcoin ETFs have massively outperformed the launch of gold ETFs in the first year. Guys, this is huge, okay? And why am I showing you that? You might be asking yourself a question, but I hold Kaspa, right? But of course this is for the overall crypto, right? So if basically more money is going to fly into BTC's network, more people are going to make profits and they are going to be hungry for riskier investments, which potentially could be Kaspa. So looking at our beloved Kaspa and looking at the dashboard, we can see that Kaspa is still trading at well, 12 cents 9, and I guess that patience is the key in here. Volume dropped significantly, so this is something that we have to monitor as well. However, market cap stays at 3.2 billion USD, and the next reduction is going to be in 14 days, and we are sitting at almost 87% mined. Guys, also another thing is that if we are going to look at KRC20 tokens, we could see that Nacho is pumping like crazy. So I basically picked up this thing when it was at 50 million USD in terms of market cap, and now it's at almost 70. Kaspa, I believe, did 2x recently, and of course guys, I'm not telling you to buy these altcoins, I'm just degening into them and I'm sharing that on the channel. And also guys, another thing that I wanted to show to you was this basically. So Kasplex is going to release 2 new ops to make KRC20 more functional. So I'm going to tell you what is my personal opinion on that. Of course, it's not financial advice. This is very young project still, Kaspa, and there is a lot of potential, right? So that's the reason why I'm doing these type of videos, because you know, from the standpoint of crypto technology, this is something big in my opinion, and I believe that this whole KRC20 ecosystem has to be properly developed, and people actually have to learn the proper value of this technology. And of course, we also have to have a volume, because I'm not going to lie, this is the major contributor for lack of pumps. Volume 27 million obviously is not that juicy, but that of course is the fault of top tier exchanges, which I believe are going to come, because many people are still unable to purchase Kaspa. Now guys, looking at potential price predictions, so let's say if market cap is at 3.2 billion USD, let's say healthy 20x is definitely not out of the question. That's going to be around what, 60 billion USD, which is definitely not out of the question. Of course, it potentially can be big, but certain things will have to happen, right, in order for this to happen, like obviously this, the proper volume and top tier exchange listings before Bitcoin is going to drop its dominance. Guys, I'm going to update you what's going on, so hit the like and I will see you in the next one. Peace and love, crypto.